Hi everyone, welcome back to part 13 of my TemTem playthrough. Last episode we went ahead and cleared out, I believe, Ulterior Omnesia, which was where we had to go ahead and cross over the glassway. We have also went ahead and cleared out the giant banyan where we encountered the Bel Soto clan, who once again were doing some kind of investigation. I wonder what they were really doing over there. Thankfully, we were able to chase them away. And in this episode, before we do anything else, since we have got the crystal skates, I'll go ahead and explore the Anak mountain or Anak volcano, where we'll be able to find a lot of fire TemTems. I'm super excited for this. After all, we are going to add our 50 member today in this episode. The first thing to do is actually make my way back, and it seems that I've already made my way back over here. This is the glassy way, and I also have all 4 of my team members. We have to make all the way back to this volcano here, where you'll be able to see the orange stars. As usual, I am going to go ahead and speed up this video, but as you can see, with the skates we have total control and can go ahead and go around all of these structures. It makes it so much easier to pass these pathways. We also have a couple of these glassways back in Dennis as well, which is something I'll go ahead and explore at some point. Before I move on, I'm quickly gonna go ahead and heal up my team members, just in case that I do actually faint, and hopefully I'll be able to come back to this temporium right here. But we are ready. Let's quickly enter the volcano and see what's gonna happen over there. Here we are, the fiery heart of goddess. Pretty interesting. We have a watchman here, and we did select an old password, but he still lets us go inside, which is good. This part of the volcano is actually kind of like a maze. Unfortunately, this is the only part of the volcano we can explore. As for the others, unfortunately we need a couple more items before we can come back, so I guess we'll keep it for exploring on a later stage. Either way, here we have our very first Bel Soto clan grunt. Right, she has a revolver. I think we should be able to easily defeat it, especially since I do have Saipat up in front. Unfortunately, all the moves Saipat has are actually 2-turn moves, especially the water ones. So I do have to wait for a turn, which is pretty bad. I'm really hoping that it will actually learn a move which will be possible in 1 turn instead of 2. But this was fairly easy. There we go. We also get some really good fire TemTems here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give myself some time, run around, see if we can actually encounter a couple of them. Here we have our very first encounter, and we have a Raber. Raber is a really cool and really good fire TemTem. I would definitely recommend looking for a Raber with a camaraderie trait, as once it does fully evolve, it actually changes the trait to prideful, which is super helpful and definitely something to look out for. Prideful trait, basically what it does is that it actually increases all the stats by 1 stage each time Raber can actually defeat its opponent. So if you are actually on a roll of defeating multiple TemTems, it will be super powerful and very tough to defeat. Definitely a really cool TemTem. I almost wanted to add this one to my team. Now unfortunately this one has the rested trait, not the one I'm looking for. But you'll easily be able to find multiple Rabers over here, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find one. You can also go ahead and breed them. I think they will actually evolve faster if it's from level 1, considering that in this game the TemTems actually evolve based on the number of levels set for each. I believe Raber actually evolves into its 2nd form after 15 levels, and then for the 3rd form after 25 levels. So the much lower the levels are in this game, the much faster the TemTems actually evolve. I think that was also the reason why my Genki actually evolved immediately, as well as Saku, rather than my other team members. Either way, my focus would be just defeating all the Belsoto grunts that are actually standing here, as well as try to find the other TemTems. In this case, it seems that this trainer or this grunt actually has crunch, but of course we are able to defeat it. There we go. Now there should be another one that I'll be able to find here, or maybe a bit further. Even though this whole section is actually a single floor in the map, each of these parts are actually divided into different sections. So this one, the one that we're going through right now, is actually the first section where you'll be able to mostly find Raybar and probably find Banapi as well. But if you go to the second section, there's a section for Volver, there's a section for Magmus, which is another one that is a really cool TemTem. So definitely you have to go around this whole floor to find the others. You'll also be able to find Tuwai at some point in this volcano, but it's probably in the top floors, so you won't really be able to catch it right now. We also see the evolution of Raybar here, Razy, which is actually 15 levels higher. I guess this trainer actually got it when it was around level 5 or so. Either way, we are able to do quick work of both of these TemTems. That's pretty good. It might seem that my TemTems are actually, I guess, over leveled for this place, but it's really not. Oh, I might have to switch out, but let's see how it's gonna go. There we go, we are able to take down at least one of the team members. All of these battles are really not too difficult, so it should be pretty easy to defeat them. You can definitely go back and heal up your TemTems in the Temporium that's just outside this volcano as well. Now I should have switched out into Gazuma. I'm really not sure why I switched into Tental over here. Maybe it's because Tental was much closer. Either way, it seems that Saipat might go down, so I might have to be a bit careful. But of course we were able to take it down. There we go. I'm a bit worried about the upcoming dojo. I believe it is Tahini's dojo, and she actually uses both fire and grass type TemTems. I should probably call them nature type TemTems, as that is what they are, and I really don't have a better way to deal with them. I do have a couple of toxic type moves, but I'm really not sure how helpful they're gonna be. Right here I actually completely missed the pathway and I went the wrong way around. But let me make my way back. Alright, making my way through the right pathway, we have another NPC, a local supplier it seems. Unfortunately, he is too afraid to actually move around, so we are just going to leave him right there. Now the pathway I'm taking right here is actually a dead end, but you'll actually be able to find a new TemTem in this area. This is actually a small section where you'll be able to find Willer. As you can see, it is right here and it's super cute. I guess I should start calling it Vulver. That's how probably it's pronounced. It is part fire and part ground, or earth in this case. Let me see if I can actually try to catch one of them at least. After all, I'm just trying to fill up my... I'm not sure what Pyrex is called in this game. I should really try to search it out. Maybe it's Tempopedia, who knows. But of course, I do have enough temp cards to go ahead and catch them. I believe I might have to train up these TemTems before I can actually use them in the upcoming dojo. But let's see how it goes. There we go, we have got one of them. As for the second one, I did decide to go ahead and take it down. We also have a Belsoto trainer here. or a grunt. I wonder what this one is actually doing here all the way in a dead end. But we also have an item, so I'll definitely have to defeat this grunt before I can actually take the item. There we go. This should be pretty easy. Now I really have to go back and heal up my team members. I might actually do that after this battle. I really thought I was able to take it down in one hit. Oh well, let's try it again. There we go. This grunt is defeated as well. I'm actually really not worried about these grunts as they are quite lower in level. I was really hoping that they would actually help me level up my team members a bit more, but it doesn't seem to be the case. We also get an item here, a heater. Alright. Heading back to the right path, we have another dead end that we are able to kind of access. But we do have 2 trainers here, so let me quickly heal up my team members before moving on. There we go. Now, since this game is actually hosted in the server, you might see other players in the background. If you decide to play this game as well, definitely you might see my character running around as well. For now, it seems that these 2 grunts actually have the same starters which we did. I mean, we did get a choice. I wonder if I had chosen Shamiz, I don't think I would have had this much of a difficulty in the upcoming dojo. But of course, in that scenario, I would have probably struggled with Sophia's dojo, which is the very first one, where she does tend to use a lot of water type TemTems. Either way, the one we chose was actually a neutral one. It doesn't really affect the first couple of dojos. So I guess I'm just stuck with this one. Here as well, we have this as a dead end. Let me quickly go ahead and talk to this grunt here at the end. But it seems that we did get another encounter. This is actually a newer section. You'll still be able to see Volvir over here as well. But there is another one that I'm looking out for. Now this grunt is actually called a Bel Soto Fanatic. A newer name that I'm actually seeing for the first time. I'm really not sure what is their end goal. I'm actually pretty interested in knowing that. It seems that they're actually stealing a couple of older items from various historical places. I wonder what is the significance. I remember Carlos also mentioning that they are actually experimenting on a TemTem in this volcano, which is pretty cruel, but I wonder what is the goal of it as well. Are they trying to, I guess, build a stronger TemTem, or maybe try to just resurrect one from the dead? Who knows? We might get to know the plot a bit more as we go forward in the storyline. But of course, for now, we are able to defeat this one as well. I believe the dead end doesn't really have any trainers, but let me just move around. Here we have another item. We also have a couple of places where we are able to rock climb. Unfortunately, I do not have the equipment for it. I believe these rock climbing areas are how we actually go to the next few levels. I guess we have to just wait for that one. We probably will get rock climbing in the 4th area or the 4th region. So I definitely have to come back at that point. Coming up to this small platform here, we're able to get a sticker and 2 more items. Now this platform is another section, so we should be able to find a newer TemTem here. And I had to actually run away from it. Here's the newer TemTem. Magmus is the newer one. It's part water and fire, which is pretty interesting. If you haven't really decided on a good water type TemTem, this one would be a really good addition to your team. It's super powerful when it evolves as well. In my case though, I'm just gonna go ahead and catch it for the sake of keeping at least one version of it in my PC. I do have to be a bit careful considering that it's only level 17 and my TemTems are level 41. I can easily destroy it. Let me just try using a Tem card. Hopefully we are able to actually catch it. And we do. That was a lucky one. There we go. I think we have got all the TemTems that are actually available in this area for now. So we are just gonna go ahead, put up a scent and move on. I would definitely say that scent is one of the most important items in this game for me. I'm not much of a, I would say, healer. I don't really heal up my team members after every other battle. So just a trip to Temporium once or twice is much preferable for me rather than using the items that I did buy. But in this case, scent is definitely super helpful considering that I do run back and forth quite a lot and it does save me so much time. The encounter in this game is actually super crazy. Sometimes you get 2 to 3 encounters just for 4 to 5 steps that you might go forward, and using a scent actually saves up a lot of time. Considering that this game is also hosted in the server, each time you get an encounter it takes a couple of seconds, so I'm actually saving those. But here we have a couple of tougher trainers. Let's see if we are able to take them down. I guess they were tougher because I did not have Gazuma up in front, but now that we have it, we are able to destroy both of the TemTems pretty fast. Next is Raper, which is the last one. Saipat should be able to take care of it. I think if you have a water type TemTem at this point, you can definitely go ahead and keep it up in front and maybe also use your electric type TemTems. There we go, that is on this one. Definitely need to heal up, but let me just look around. This platform here actually helps you go back. It's kind of like a shortcut back to the entrance. But I believe we have 2 more trainers or lab technicians in this case. So let me quickly go ahead and defeat them before healing up my team. We of course have a boss battle in this area. So I would recommend you go back and heal up your TemTems at one point. Ooh. Let's see if we can actually take it down. I did have to revive Tental as they do have Scrunch. I might have to switch out Gazuma at some point. Thankfully I did survive this run. Mostly I do think I survived because of the fact that my team members are pretty high in level. Saku did go down, which gives me a chance to go ahead and bring in Tental. Hopefully this should be easy. There we go, Scrunch goes down. As for AZ, I did use Electrical Storm. This might take Azuma down, but that's alright. Ooh, yep, there we go. It didn't really survive, but Razy survived. Let's see, I'll bring out my Saipat. I might have to use a couple more items to just revive my TemTems before going to the last battle. Right, this one's done as well. This is a pretty small area, but it actually took me around 40 minutes to actually completely clear it out. This is including me running around to heal up my TemTems, as well as try to encounter the newer TemTems which I had to catch. So it's pretty small for an area. We also get Fire Chip from this lab assistant, which is pretty cool. I'll be able to equip it to my Fire TemTem once I do receive it. If you do have a Fire TemTem in your team, quickly go ahead and equip this, as this chip will actually help you a lot. I feel like all of the items in this game actually boost up quite a bit of your attack or your defense stats, so having them equipped is definitely super helpful. Alright, I'm actually going a bit careful to make sure that I do not do too much. The main reason is that I do not want to encounter the boss. After all, I have a half-dead team. This is the last lab assistant we have to take care of before we battle the boss. So after this battle, go ahead, head back, heal up your team members completely, and then make your way forward. In my case, that is what I'm gonna do. Thankfully, I do have Saipat and Dental here, so this shouldn't be too tough. Magnus goes down. As for Volver, I think I'll be able to take it down in the very next turn with Tsunami. I'm really not a big fan of Banapi. I mean, it's a alright fire TemTem. It doesn't really have that good of these stats. Now you might feel the same for Volver as well, but that might be because of the fact that it's 4 times weak to water. So you do have to be a bit careful if you're using that TemTem. It also takes some time for it to actually evolve. It evolves maybe after 20 levels, so it takes a bit of time. But in the background, you can see a fire TemTem being tortured. We definitely have to go back and save it. I quickly went ahead and used a smoke bomb to just go back to the Temporium where I was. Let me quickly heal up and come back to this area. Alright, here I am, all healed up and ready for the battle. I switched out Gazuma up in front. This is the evil guy who is actually trying to somehow, I guess, upgrade his TemTem. He actually made it part crystal type, which is, I'm sorry to say this, it's really cool, but it's really the wrong way to deal with a TemTem. I mean, he's literally electrocuting it in the background, which is pretty sad. We definitely have to help it. Of course, he's pretty angry that we are actually interrupting him and does challenges for a battle. Let's see if we are able to take down this evil scientist. Dr. Hamizo. Alright. Shouldn't be too tough as long as I have the right moves. He does start with a Gazuma and a Calibus. For Calibus, it's pretty easy to take it down with air type moves. So I'm able to do massive damage on it. Ooh, the poison type moves are the problem though. That's alright. Should be able to take it down in the very next turn. We do have 3 more TemTems left. Hopefully Gazuma goes down in this turn as well. There we go. 2 TemTems down. For the next 2, we have Taifu and Zoiban. Zoiban is actually the evolved form of Ori, which is what our rival Max had as her starter. I believe it is a digital TemTem, although it does learn a variety of other moves. It's super strong and I'm really not sure how to actually tackle it. I am not familiar with its typing, so I just have to, I guess, wing it with the moves that I do have. It does do pretty good damage on both of my TemTems, so I do have to be a bit careful. I focused my strength on Taifu and was able to take it down. The last one is a Saipat. Alright, I'll just go ahead and use Electric Storm. That should be pretty helpful. As for the other one, I'm just gonna go ahead and switch into Dental. Let's see how this goes. I think this battle went way better than what I was expecting it to go. There we go. That was a massive damage on Saipan and we were able to take it down in one hit. Although we did get hit by an electric type move. Ooh, Saipan actually survived. I'm surprised. But in the very next turn I was able to take it down, so that's good. How could you? These were the prime specimens, huh? Let's see what he has to say. Nanto Labs all over again. So he's just criticizing us for stopping his experiments. But he's going to fight us another day and runs away. Of course, at this point, we do have to save this poor TemTem right here. And if you have actually got to know this by now, I'm actually taking this TemTem as the 5th one in my team. It's called Anak and it has the trait Trauma. Trauma is a pretty bad trait to have, but both the traits that Anak has are actually pretty bad. This one I think is the better one of the two. Once it does evolve, it actually evolves with the trait Self-Care, which is super helpful. The only way to actually evolve this TemTem is by giving it 1000 TV. And if you know by now, the only way you'll be able to increase TV is by using those enhancer berries. So that is where this will be very helpful. As you might know, we also have a shop full of berries back in Nanga. So I'll be able to go ahead and buy some of them over there to evolve it. This is definitely going to be a tough decision, considering that I have to actually spend a lot of money on it. If you were wondering for the past few episodes on why I was actually saving up money, this is the reason why. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and heal up my TemTems first. And the shop is actually right next to this Temporium, so let me quickly go ahead and talk to this lady. You have to actually buy the performance berries, not the enhancer ones, so be careful. You can definitely buy whichever you want, it really doesn't matter. Unfortunately, I don't think I have enough money to actually evolve it. Let me see. Also, don't buy any weakener berries, that will actually remove the TV, so you do have to be a bit careful when you're buying. Buy only the enhancer ones. Of course, as you might know, each of these berries only give 20 TV, so you need a lot of them to actually go ahead and I guess evolve your TemTem. It's actually a tough one and a bit of a tough decision for me as well, considering the fact that it's either this or me raising Raybar. But that's alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and choose this TemTem for now. Since we do have crystal skates, we are able to get some additional items that were not accessible before. But of course, now that we are here, if we do make our way up to the dojo, we'll actually have a cutscene. There we go, here is the cutscene. I really didn't want to go through this one right here, but that's alright. We see Tihani actually talking to Carlos. And he actually tells that we helped back in Winford Fort as well. Here we are. It seems like Tihani is really not that impressed with us. But we do have something big that's coming up. So we do have to be a bit careful. We might have to also travel to Kisiva to see what's happening. That's alright. For now, we are definitely going to go ahead and help Carlos as much as we can. After all, other than battling the dojos, this is the exciting part of our life. She also says that we might have to challenge her before we can actually go ahead and go to Kisiva. Alright, I guess Carlos is going to go to Arbery, which is, I believe, in the 5th region. So we are in charge of going to Kisiva. Alright. I guess the only thing for us to do that is left in this region, Narwal, is actually go ahead and challenge this dojo. For now, I'm just going to try and see if I'm going to help in evolving Anhir here. If it's not possible, I'll just go ahead and do it offline. And of course, with a bit more money. It also is at level 20, which is super helpful. Let's see how much we can actually help right now with the ones I do have. I'm just choosing random berries. I'm really not worried about anything. But of course, if you wanted to have specific stats, then you might have to be a bit careful when you're giving each of these enhancer berries. For now, this is all the berries I do have. I don't believe I have anything else. Nope, that's all. We have watermelon. Let me quickly go ahead and give this one to Anher as well. There we go. Avocado, sure, why not? Ooh, that's all. Checking out my squad, I'll be able to look into the stats. As you can see, here are the stats right now. It's around 500 TV. Almost halfway there. We still have more to go. In the next episode, I'm gonna go ahead and challenge the dojo. Hopefully, I'll be able to get Anher here evolved as well. It will be super exciting. Thank you all for watching this episode. If you liked it, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel as it does help me a lot. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description, and I'll see you all in the next one.